Hello everybody and welcome back to the layout. So an auto-rack train is now pretty much here. I've received 3 brand new scale trains auto-racks on there, so yeah, they're all pretty good. They're all the operator line auto-racks, so they look pretty good on there. And you can probably already spot the difference between the Walthers ones and the scale trains ones, but I don't really review much GE power on this channel at all, because I just straight up usually don't get much GE power. But this one, it's a little interesting. So you may already notice what's different about it than usual. This is the ATHG31621, the Dash 9 44CW number 9702 from the Union Pacific. And this is another 75th anniversary locomotive, just like the SD59M-2 over there that we reviewed in the last video. And this particular Dash 9 was attempted to be painted in the lightning stripe scheme on Union Pacific, but unfortunately it was just not really completed, as the red Union Pacific text was never added to the side. So yeah, this is a little bit of a weird one. And it's pretty much one of Union Pacific's oddball locomotives. Now, what's also really interesting about this locomotive is that usually these locomotives will say, like, what they are on the side. Like, they'll say, like, Dash 9. For example, if I grab this standard DC GP40, you can actually see it says GP40. If I can't really focus, it says GP40-2R next to the bogies there. And this one, it doesn't say anything at all. It doesn't say a single thing about what it is. But it does actually have this little table next to it, though, that has the GE logo on it there. And it actually says all the specifications of this locomotive. So it doesn't actually say what the locomotive is, but it does have the GE table of contents on it, I guess. And this locomotive, though, was, of course, this thing was purchased secondhand from an eBay auction for $210, which is actually pretty low price for something like this, because this thing usually costs like $360 to buy new. And keep in mind, that is before taxes and shipping. With taxes and shipping, this cost me $210, which is actually really cheap for something with Tsunami 2 and LED. But yeah, this is really sweet. And I'll let you guys have a little 360 view of the locomotive here. But the Dash 9 was easily one of the most iconic and most popular locomotives of any Class 1 railroads in America. This was actually by far the most well-known and one of the most successful locomotives to ever be made by General Electric. These things were everywhere. And what I find interesting about the Union Pacific ones is that their road numbers are very similar to the Norfolk Southern road numbers that were given to the same type of model, the Dash 9 44CWs. There's actually a Norfolk Southern, not SD, but the Dash 9 44CW that is actually wearing the same road number as this Dash 9 on UP. So yeah, interesting to see how they have numbered their locomotives so similarly. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, this locomotive has already been opened and actually programmed by me. This is actually not this of course was not an unboxing and review, but rather just a review. But the horn has actually been changed by me to not be the same as the SD59M-2. So this locomotive is supposed to have a K3LA, and it still does, but I simply changed this locomotive's CV number 120 to 1, which is actually the K3LA version 2, instead of the version 1 that we've heard already on the SD59M-2 that we reviewed in the previous episode of this. So if you guys want to hear the horn of that, you can just go check out that review. It's a pretty good sounding horn, but we have the version 2 program, but there's also a whole laundry list of different horns that we can choose here, including a freaking K5 LLA. I don't know why that's a thing that we're able to do, but there are so many different bells and different horns that we can choose from. So yeah, I think it's pretty interesting to see that. But let's go ahead and just put this thing on the track, and we'll see how this thing actually sounds. I think it's actually missing something here. But honestly, I could really care less. It's just a Dash 9. And on top of that, it doesn't look any worse without whatever that is there. So Yeah, honestly, this makes the top look more clean. But for now, let's put this thing on the track and we'll see how this thing sounds starting up. Looks like my wheel isn't on the track. There we go. That give us the rail slightly. Okay. So it's fully on the track now. It's able to get the maximum electrical pickup, of course, because of that. And also a walkway light is actually on, and that's on both sides, as I will show. There's the walkway light on the rear there. Now, the walkway light's actually not very strong, but it is there, and you can easily see it. So, yeah, my phone's about to probably die here in a minute, so I'm going to try and get this done real quickly. But, yeah. So we're going to start off with number boards, headlight, ditch lights. Oh, wow, they're bright. And the bell. Now, with this being a 75th anniversary edition, they actually used a different stock bell sound file compared to the other ones, so I think that's pretty interesting. Now, the horn sounds like this because I programmed to that version too. I think that sounds really good. I don't know why. I really like the sound of that. Now, we turn the direction to the other way. There is the rear light. So let's put this thing into gear and we'll go ahead and hook that up to the ATHG train. We're in speed step 3 right now. So I'll go over there and hook up to the ATHG train. And now it's ready to go. So let's head to speed step 35. You guys can see the new ATHG. There's one of them right here, this bare one. And then the end ATHG is also one of the other new ones as well. So yeah, there's that as well. And the Dash 9 is over there now. And it's running pretty smooth, honestly. Now, there are supposed to be truck lights on this. I don't know why one of them isn't really working very well. I don't know if it's just like really dim or if it's something else. Because the other one I actually had to look at earlier and it actually is working pretty decently. I don't know if it's just a problem with the electrics or what, but honestly, it's not the biggest of deals to me. So, let's have this thing run by. That's how it looks going by. So, yeah, really happy to bring one of these Dash 9s to the layout. I'm probably going to end up pairing this thing up with that 59M-2 at some point, as well as the, the SD70 ACEs and other stuff I have here as well. But, yeah, I actually do plan, though, to get some more GE power in the pretty near future. There's actually an ES44 AC that I'm looking at right now. Well, actually, 2 of them. But one in particular I'm really looking at right now because it's like faded with replaced doors. So hopefully I can get that and review it for you guys. But for now, this has been Lambo signing out with this beautiful Dash 9. And honestly, I think it's really cool to bring an oddball locomotive like that to the layout. I think it really just brings everything kind of to life a lot more. Just like the weathered SD70 AC I have, so yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed, though. We'll see you guys later. Peace.